Hey Eurovision fans, ADONXS has been internally selected to represent Czechia in Eurovision 2025. We're going to find out a little bit about him, check out his music video for Moving On to get a sense of his style, and then we're going to discuss what we know already about his entry. So let's keep. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst, and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So Czechia are changing things up this year. They're going for internal selection. In the last few years, they'd used ESC as their national final. It was actually our first national final last season. I think we got the songs at around mid-November. So a little bit sad to see that go, but I'm guessing that this is their strategy that they want to use to maybe have a little bit more financial funds for their staging and for the promotion, and also maybe to hopefully attract some bigger names as well. We know that bigger names enjoy internal selections more than they enjoy going through the rigmarole of a national final. That's just my speculation though, those are not official reasons. We also know that they're going to be showing the show on their main channel this year. I think that's CT1, so they're trying to elevate the profile of the contest. So maybe getting internal selection is the way to get a big name pairing with being on the main TV channel this year. So the result of that internal selection is that they have chosen ADONXS, ADONXS. I presume it's pronounced Adonis and not ADONXS. He is Adam Pavlochin. He's 29 years old. He's actually from Slovakia. He was born in Myjava, which is north of Bratislava and actually pretty close to the Czech border. So quite interesting that we have a Slovak representing Czechia. Slovakia were kind of talking about potentially coming back to Eurovision, and then I'm not sure what happened. I think they had some elections, and I think all those plans just kind of went in the bin because of that. I don't know the exact reasons. If you're Slovak, please give me an update. Why were you going to join and then it just suddenly stopped? So Adam ADONXS was actually hoping for Slovakia to come back, saw that it wasn't going to happen, and I think he said, I'm going to throw my hat in with Czechia instead. So he's currently based in Prague in Czechia, but he previously lived in London. I get the sense he was a little bit of a club kid in London at some point, speaks absolutely perfect English. When he was 16 years old, he got a modeling contract, so he's got that jaw going on. He also won Superstar, which is the joint Czechia and Slovakia version of X Factor. They don't have enough people to have their own show. They have a joint show every 2 years or 3 years. So he won the version that was in 2021. And I believe he was the first openly queer person to win as well. So today we're going to be checking out Moving On. Thank you to everyone who gave me recommendations on which song to check out. I believe his Eurovision song is going to be a little bit upbeat, and that Moving On is a more slow tempo song. I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to be showing off a different facet of his musical style, but that's kind of interesting. If I get copyrighted for visuals and audio, I'll put the original up onto my Patreon. The main point of this is just to get a feel of his musical style, what kind of visuals he goes for anyways. So the song I'm listening to is called Moving On. It has 700,000 views from 2 years ago. ADONXS, wanna know my secret bang? Is that him? He's got good triceps if that is him. Oh, I don't think it's him. Oh, there he is. Ooh, very bassy voice. He knows how to pose. You can see that modeling contract experience coming through. Giving me some Duncan Lawrence vibes in his styling. This is good pacing. Yeah, building up good tension at the start of the song. He's got great style as well, doesn't he? Yeah. He's got a little bit of everything. Ooh, yeah, this is less experimental than I was expecting, but it sounds very well produced. He's got like a charisma to him. He's got a poise in front of the camera, as well as the voice as well. And he's got confidence. Like even that image there, just him posing, he looks amazing. So even just standing still doing nothing, like that's entertainment. Just the way he stands is kind of epic. That's gonna be so useful on the Eurovision stage. If you can entertain with minimalism, wow, that is a secret weapon. Great dancing as well. I do believe he did dancing in London or before. Song's a bit of a slow burn, but this is his Eurovision song, so that's fine. For Eurovision, this slow burner, I don't know if it would work too well. He's got CGI. He got that bling bling, baby. His hair game is like very solid. No hair's out of place. I hope he brings that cowgirl on stage with him. Oh! He drew a creepy picture of him. Yeah, his movement is fantastic. He's got great commitment. He looks very confident. There's no insecurity there. Oh, bit of ball fondling. Yeah, loving this like these gloves he's wearing as well. Giving us some queer fashion. Very pretty ending to the song as well. He's so excited. He's just like daring. There's risk here and artistry. I want to know about the cowgirl. Oh, I love these vignettes at the end. Oh, those tableaus are gorgeous. Those still tableaus of them all sleeping together were fantastic. Wonderful. Really, 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 really exciting. I think my key takeaway from that is he looks very just totally at ease. He just looks super, super confident. It's kind of infectious. It's really easy to get absorbed into the world when someone is so steady and smooth and they're not like looking for where they are on the stage or whether he's going to give us like pure, just relax. I'm the entertainer. I've got this. This is what I'm born to do. You can just chill and I'm going to like just stand still and it's going to be entertaining. That was really striking, is that some of the most impactful moments in that music video were where nobody was moving. That's really huge, because if you can go on the Eurovision stage and just be epic without any smoke and mirrors, just standing there with good lighting and your hair looking great and you've got some great fashion on and you're pulling it off, wow, that's really, really, really powerful. So yeah, he's really exciting because he's got something special. He's got that X Factor. He won Czech and Slovak X Factor. It's called Superstar there. So he's going to be good live as well. I think he really wants this. You know, some people, when they apply to national finals, sometimes their record companies like force them to do it. It's not like them voluntarily doing it. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but I get the impression that this is him voluntarily saying, I want to be in Eurovision, as opposed to record company says I have to. That happens more often than you'd think. The visuals had a real buttery, smooth feel to it, really fit with the song. Looked very editorial. Loads of fabulous photos that you can just take from that music video. Song was lovely, really slow burner. I have to admit, I was very mesmerized by the visuals. I think I was like so enraptured in that. The music was a great background supporting artist. But yeah, the visuals were just like 10 out of 10. So I was kind of focused more on that. But yeah, really, really lovely song. I'll probably have to listen to it a couple more times without talking to like fully take it in. But I think it had a lovely ending. It felt really gorgeous throughout the whole thing. And he sings really, really, really well. Okay, let's find out a little bit more about him, and also what information do we currently have about his Eurovision song and performance. So he did an interview with Wee Wee Blogs. Shout out to Wee Wee Blogs. Shout out to Wee Wee Blogs just in general for being like an epic provider of non-stop Eurovision content. We don't deserve them. But yes, he did an interview with them. I get the impression that it was like pre-organized because the artist announcement dropped and the interview was on their channel kind of like within an hour. So they must have gotten advance notice about it. I'm going to sum up some of the main points of that interview. If you want, of course, go watch that on their channel. In that interview, he said he'd found out 10 days earlier, which I thought was something kind of interesting to see, that like behind the scenes of when are people told, like, what are the next steps? You've got the job. Okay, when do we announce this? When do we talk about the song, etc.? What can I say and not say? So he said that he'd written 4 songs for Eurovision. I'm not sure if this was in a songwriting camp, and he was planning to submit those. And actually at the end of the session, they just kind of said, F it, let's write another song. And the 5th song that they wrote is actually the one that he sent in and won. He describes the song and performance as being cheeky, uncompromising, going to have some dancing and self-confidence. So all of the things that I just loved in Moving On or what he's going to have, but I think it's going to be a little bit more up-tempo. So this is, my mouth is starting to water. This is totally what I want to hear. I want to see more queerness. I love how confident he is in his sexuality. He really does give like a I don't give an F attitude, which I just absolutely love. It's just wonderful to see that confidence. We weren't told what the song title is going to be, but his hint was XOXO, which is a way that you sign a letter or a text. It means kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Maybe the song is called Kiss, Hug, Kiss, Hug. Doesn't really roll off the tongue. Maybe it's called Kisses and Hugs. I don't know. That was the only clue we got. And he said that he's going to keep polishing it off. So maybe they're going to be doing like little revamps, adding in small production issues, planning how can this song best fit the visual package that's going to be on stage. William, who was doing the interview, asked him what type of song is it, what genre, and he said that it doesn't fit under a single tag, which in general, he says, is how he describes his music. It has lots of different influences. As I said already, it's going to be upbeat, up-tempo, so that's fun. The girly bop lovers are going to be getting their fix this year. And he also listed some of the people who inspire him. So Lil Nas X, who I am absolutely freaking obsessed with. His first album, Montero, is amazing. Go check that album out if you've never heard it before. It's really wonderful. Callum Gray, who I have to admit I don't know. Troye Sivan, who I desperately want to represent Australia. I think it's never going to happen, but let's dream. Mahmood, who's already represented Italy twice. Aurora Ray Dua Lipa, who, you never know, might represent Kosovo one year. She organizes a festival in Kosovo every year called the Sunny Hill Festival, I think. And then Ariana Grande. So lots of gay and queer icons in his inspiration. I hope he's going to be bringing that like badass confidence onto the stage. I believe his actual name Adonis came from a drag name. It was like an alter ego that he could use to feel more confidence on stage. So I like that at origin as well. It does seem like in his name and his song titles there's a lot of vowels that have been replaced with X. Like for example, Overthinker, the E, the I and the E have been removed. The vowels have all been removed. My overall impressions of him, I think he came across really well in the interview. He seemed really lovely guy, very chill, very artistically minded, visually, dance, singing. He's just got like all of the ingredients that you'd want in a performer to just give this really electric performance. He seemed very passionate about the whole thing. Just, he came across so well. That interview was really like, got me excited. It wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this because my publicist told me to. He looked like excited to talk about what's coming up. You can tell he wanted to give the details like the song title, etc., but he couldn't. This is like such a great pick for them. And you can just tell he's like easygoing as well. So it's going to be such a dream for the Czech delegation to work with him. Czech delegation are one of the more interactive delegations. Their head of press, Ahmed Halum, is active on Twitter. He interacts with a lot of the content creators as well. So a lot of the delegations like are very invisible. They're not interested in us at all, whereas some of them do actually interact. It's interesting to see the different degrees. So I'm rooting for the Czech delegation. I love that they are a little bit more part of the community than other delegations are. And this could be really big for Slovakia. This is a Slovak superstar who's going to Eurovision. If he qualifies, which my gut instinct is that he is going to qualify, because really there's so many entertaining ingredients here. He makes it through to the final and makes a big impact. I hope he goes big. Go big or go home, you might as well. This could really get some public support in Slovakia. Eurovision in Slovakia and Czechia is really unknown. I have all my Czech followers telling me all the time that there are so many people in Czechia and Slovakia who do not know that Eurovision exists. It's not that they're not interested, they don't know that it exists or what it is. A real surprising number, I would guess the most out of anywhere in Europe. So this could put Eurovision on the map in Slovakia, and this might be a good stepping stone towards them coming back in the next couple of years. So really wishing that he does well. I also hope they get a good result for Czechia, because I do feel like if Czech gets a run of bad results, they may leave the contest. They have to fight, I think, quite hard to keep themselves in. I think their delegation is very passionate. So a good result, I think, just really helps them. I feel they have more pressure as opposed to, for example, the Danish and the Irish broadcasters who can come last place 5 years in a row and nothing's really going to happen. For Czechia, they don't have that luxury. They've got more pressure. So I'm really rooting for them. And I think that this is going to do really well. I just hope that when I hear that song, probably around February or March, I would guess, that I'm just like, wow, this is just daring, risky, a little bit naughty. I want to see some naughtiness in here because I think that'll just make it really fun. I want to see fashion as well. And I want to see him just bending and twisting and just doing some kind of crazy choreography. Don't be afraid to upset a lot of people. You don't need everybody to love you. Okay, that's what I thought about Adonis representing Czechia in Eurovision 2025. What did you think? Leave me a comment down below. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can support the channel. You can get some early access. You can get original audio. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I hope to see you in another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye.